Hey, I wanted to get on here real quick and touch upon this morning's post where I was out in the rain and I was filming the bird bath. I just thought it was a beautiful moment and what I wanted to talk about. There will be a point in time in injuries. There will be a point in time when you're healing some sort of ailment, label you've given it or somebody's given it or not, where things will get you will feel radically worse. Again, I didn't know this until my work extensively with injuries and then personally going through it. I'm like, wow, there really is just, unless it's like a stub toe or something like that, but something that's going to just kind of resolve itself, or something where you're going to have to input some changes. And it's those changes that are going to demand the body adapt in this adaptation, in these changes and these responses from vascular to muscular to bone to skin to nourishment to hormones to, because all of that is involved with everything. You can't isolate some single you can't isolate some single ingredient and expect something beyond just feeling better, because again, you can feel better, you can do it many different ways, but there will be a point where things amplify. And I said this because there then would be, and I want to clarify, some people were like, oh, I get that all the time, but I've never healed, it's been 4 years, or it's been, well, following the rules. And let's just take something as simple as, somebody competitively playing basketball or walking the dog, and they tear their meniscus or they have some sort of damage to their knee. Well, for a period of time, you're not going to be able to play basketball. You're going to have to opt out of walking your dog. You're going to have to walk your dog differently. You're going to have to ride your dog or get somebody else to do it. So if we don't follow that rule and pull away from our activity to then go into what preparation for the activity will be to heal along with other changes, you're going to get a massive, massive response that the body's like, this you cannot do anymore. This is not good for us. I need you to change. So that's a whole lot different than you following the rules, making these changes, and the body goes ahead and amplifies everything from soreness to restlessness to swelling and inflammation and the pain and the emotions that are going to come along with it and the feelings that are going to come along with it. And it's one of those things you have to look at. What are you doing what changes have you made? Are they along the rules of what humans need to follow? And then there are some other things I'm not going to get into because it would be a 5-hour video. And then you will know moving forward, because the sensations will change and your abilities will increase. You will notice through markers in your life that you're going to create as tests, a variety of things that only you can create, only you can answer. Those are going to improve. But it's at that precipice, it's at that threshold that it's there for a reason, because it's almost like your body wants to know if you want it or not. Because if you don't want it, evolution, human, doesn't want to keep you around. And I know that sounds so harsh and it's so fucked up, but that's the reality. The body is designed to keep those that want it. Do you want it? If so, it's going to keep that makeup, that trait, and pass it to the next person or the next clan or the next whatever that you interact with. That's the design. So the design is to literally check you if you want it. That's part of why it's there. And then it's also understanding that when you make these changes and elevate, you also kind of don't remember what it was like to even be at that level of function. You almost forget what it was like to be that way. There's a reason for that. So it's when you get to this point, especially with injuries, you're going to make changes, and there's going to be a point where it's, oh my gosh, is this for real? That is when you keep going. You keep going. You do not, because at some point, if your goal is to truly heal, you're going to have to go through this. So you might as well go through it as close as you can to the initial injury. The tougher ones, mentally and emotionally, are those stuff that's chronically been laid down because we broke the rules. We did the therapies, we did physical therapy, we did the treatments, we hacked ourselves, we did all these things. You just covered up a bunch of stuff body-wide, and then as you unfold that, you're gonna have to go back through those. A lot of them, depending on how you've operated, and nobody's away from that. There's no one to blame. It's not, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known this earlier. Oh my gosh, my parents, or oh my gosh, that's not what we're talking about. There's no one to blame. It's you right here, right now, that has the ability to adapt and heal. So when it comes to stuff that you kind of layered over to pull all that back, you're gonna have to go through all that, because you were supposed to go through all that way back when it first happened. But we didn't know, or we chose something else, or we broke massive rules and knew it and thought we could get away with it. And then 20, 30 years later, it comes back and it's like, oh shit, it's here. Yeah. So when you meet that, again, that precipice, that threshold, that point where it's, good God, and everything is being tested, everything is increasing in sensations, and there's no way this is how it works. Oh yeah, it is. Especially when you're washing out from the treatments, when you're washing out from the stuff. I'm not going to talk about medications because I have no experience with it. But you know the name of the only person I trust with that. She's got a whole nother level of gnarly that she could bring in when you bring in supplements and herbs and medications and have to wash out that. I'm just talking from a injury standpoint. Then when you approach injuries, you'll know how to approach all of it because it's all intertwined. So when you hit that point, keep going, keep going. Yeah, I had something else I was going to say, but I'm going to save it for another video. All right. I should record this when I wasn't driving, but enjoy your week, everybody.